Alright guys, what's going on? It's replacing the water pump here and my 90 Jeep Wrangler YJ. It's the 2.5, and just a couple things that I found along the way. I'm pretty much finished now, but to give you a couple little helpers here. First off, thermostat housing goes right here. Well, I was using a 1/2-inch ratchet. I knew better. As soon as I thought to myself, hey, I probably shouldn't be using this 1/2-inch ratchet, I snapped the bolt full for the housing. So I'm kind of screwed for right now until I can get one ordered. But that just takes very little torque. I mean, I'm sure you could look up the torque specs. It's very little. That and a little helper here to get your fan shroud and the fan out. I was not able to pull the fan out without pulling the shroud. It's a little easier to pull the shroud off, but you have to take the shroud off to be able to get the fan out, from what I could figure. I mean, you may be able to wiggle it out, but it's just easier to take 4 bolts. There's one that goes in the top, one down there in the bottom, and then the same on the other side. There's that. And for your power steering pump, there is, let's see if I can get up here where you can see it. Right in the center, this belt is kind of in the way. But right there, that bolt that's in the center, it runs through this housing here. The housing is thick, so it lets this rotate on that bolt. You don't have to take that bolt completely out to loosen the water pump, or the power steering pump, sorry. But what I did, there's 1, 2, 3 bolts in this bracket. 3 of them connect to the water pump. The other one is for the tensioner. I took all 3 of the bolts out of the bracket, and I took the one out right there for the tensioner and pushed the power steering pump out of the way, and this whole bracket and all up, because like I said, that bracket goes through, see, the water pump. So that's what I did to make that a little easier. You could probably slide the water pump out from behind that bracket without actually pushing the bracket itself out of the way, but that's what I did. It was, fairly simple, just to hinge the whole thing up. And like I said, that 1 bolt for the tensioner, to where you can push the power steering pump back towards the fender, and that gives you the slack that you need to get that belt off. And while I'm at it, right there is 1 bolt for your alternator tensioner, and then there's 1 right here on the back. Other than that, I think that's about it. I just wanted to run these, quick tips through for you to hopefully help you out to where you do not bust your housing like I did. It was just a stupid mistake. Do not use a 1/2-inch ratchet. Even though I put what I thought, was very little torque on it, it cracked it. So leave a like or a comment. If you have any questions, I'll get back to you. Thanks.